Hello and welcome to Perspectives for Monday, May 2nd. Pope Francis has called for an end to violence in Syria and an intensification in dialogue. After leading the Regina Coeli prayer this Sunday, he said, "I urge all parties involved in the conflict to respect the ceasefire and strengthen talks underway, the only path that leads to peace." There has been a surge in violence in Syria. Government-led air raids reportedly bombed hospitals and other medical centers, killing patients and medical personnel. According to the UN, the violence in Syria is returning to levels seen before the recent ceasefire. The UN's High Commissioner for Human Rights says there is a military buildup indicating preparation for a lethal escalation of violence. At the Regina Coeli, Pope Francis said he is saddened by the news of this increase in violence, noting that it is hitting innocent victims, children, the sick, and people who are trying to help others. He also turned his attention to the protection of minors, thanking the Italian group Meter for their work fighting against every form of abuse against minors. The Pope also appealed for an end to child abuse, saying it is a tragedy. We must not tolerate abuse against minors. We must defend minors and we must severely punish the abusers, he said. On Saturday, Pope Francis held a special Jubilee General Audience. Catholic News Service has details.
Nessuno rimanga lontano da Dio a causa di ostacoli posti dagli uomini. E questo è valido, e questo vale anche, e lo dico sottolineando ai confessori, è valido per loro. Per favore, non mettere ostacoli alle persone che vogliono riconciliarsi con Dio. Il confessore deve essere un padre, è al posto di Dio Padre. Il confessore deve accogliere le persone che vengono da lui per riconciliarsi con Dio e aiutarli nel cammino di questa riconciliazione che stanno facendo. È un ministero tanto bello.
And in North America, Jesuit Father Daniel Berrigan died over the weekend at the age of 94. Father Berrigan was perhaps best known for his civil disobedience during the Vietnam War. Father Berrigan later protested other U.S. engagements overseas, ministered to AIDS patients, and stood against the death penalty and abortion. His later years were devoted to scripture study, writing, giving retreats, and mentoring young Jesuits, though in his 90s he took part in Occupy Wall Street. He also published over 50 books and 15 volumes of poetry, and it's believed he was the inspiration for the radical priest in Paul Simon's song, "Me and Julio Down by the Schoolyard." On Friday, Pope Francis held a special audience with people taking part in a Vatican-sponsored conference on regenerative medicines. Catholic News Service has details and highlights.
È di fondamentale importanza promuovere nella società la crescita del livello di empatia, affinché nessuno rimanga indifferente alle invocazioni di aiuto del prossimo, anche quando è afflitto da una malattia rara. Sappiamo che talvolta non è possibile trovare soluzioni rapide a patologie complesse, ma sempre si può rispondere con sollecitudine a queste persone che spesso si sentono abbandonate e trascurate. La sensibilità umana invece dovrebbe essere universale, indipendente dal credo religioso, dal ceto sociale o dal contesto culturale.
And that's all for Perspectives. If you're watching on our television network, stay tuned for Vatican Connections.